Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I begin in the name of Allah, the All Beneficent, the All Merciful. Nafsul Mahmoom, a heart-rending tragedy of Karbala, by Sheikh Abbas Qummi. Chapter 7, relating to the death of Muawiyah ibn Abu Sufyan. After the martyrdom of Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, a movement came about among the Shia of Iraq. They wrote a letter to Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, stating their intention of deposing Muawiyah and their readiness to support him and swearing the allegiance, that is the bay'ah, at his hands. In reply to their letter, Imam Hussein, peace be upon him, wrote that he disagreed to it because a pact had been made between them and Muawiyah which would not be violated by them until the period expired, that is, till Muawiyah died. And when Muawiyah dies, it would then be decided as to what would be done. Muawiyah died in the middle of the month of Rajab, 60 years after Hijrah. Yazid wrote a letter to Walid ibn Utbah ibn Abu Sufyan, who was appointed the governor of Medina by Muawiyah, to demand the oath of allegiance from Hussein ibn Ali, peace be upon him, immediately. Mas'udi and other historians narrate that in the former days of his illness, because of which he died, one day Muawiyah went to the bathhouse. When he looked at his weak and feeble body, he started weeping, for he realized that his end was near, and he recited the following couplet: I see that time has hastened to break me, and has taken some of my part from me and left some. The deflection of my length and breadth has made him sit down, after having stood for a lengthy period of time. And when his death and the days of separation of the world drew near, and his illness increased, while the chances of his recovery seemed less, he recited some couplets in remorse. I wish I had not been a sovereign for an instant, nor would I have been blinded while being absorbed in worldly pleasures. I wish I would have been similar to the poor, who suffices upon the necessities until he joins the people of the grave. Ibn Asir Jazari says that during his illness, Muawiyah said, I am like that livestock whose time of harvesting has neared. My kingship and rulership over you has been for a long time, because of which I am sick of you and you are sick of me. I desire to be separated from you and you wish the same, but I am better than the one who will rule over you after me, as those who were before me were better than me. It is said that whoever likes to meet the Almighty too likes to meet him. O Allah, I like to meet you, and I request you to like my meeting too, and make it a means of prosperity for me. After some time, the signs of death became apparent upon him, and when he realized his certain death, he called his son Yazid and said, Muawiyah's will to his son Yazid, O my dear son, I have fastened the load of pain and have warded off rebellion from you, and have straightened up matters. I have tamed the enemies, have brought the reins of the Arabs in your hands, and have accumulated that for you which no one has ever done. Thus consider the people of Hejaz, who are your foundation and your roots. Give respect to those among the people of Hejaz who come to you, and keep inquiring about those who are not present among them. Besides, consider the people of Iraq, and if they desire that you depose a governor every day, do not refuse, for it is easy to change a governor than to face a 10,000 swords drawn forth facing you. Favor the people of Syria, for they are your near ones and your reservoirs. And if you fear an enemy, ask for their help. And when you have accomplished your goal of defeating the enemy, return them back to the cities of Syria, for if they remain elsewhere, their manners will change. I do not fear anyone opposing or fighting with you on the question of caliphate except four persons, those being Hussein ibn Ali, Abdullah ibn Umar, Abdullah ibn Zubair, and Abdurrahman ibn Abi Bakr. Note: in this nation the name of Abdurrahman ibn Abi Bakr is quoted, which is an error, for he had already died before Muawiyah. As regards Abdullah ibn Umar, excessive worship has broken him. If no one remains to assist him, he shall succumb to you. As regards Hussein ibn Ali, he is light-minded person, and the people of Iraq will betray him until they force him to rebel. If he revolts and you gain victory over him, excuse him, for he is linked to us through relation, and he keeps greater right while having relation and nearness of the Holy Prophet. As regards the son of Abu Bakr, he follows that what his companions like, and his aspiration are only women and play, while the one who like a lion lies in ambush, and the fox who is playing a game with you and is in track of an opportunity to pounce upon you is the son of Zubair. And if he revolts and you gain victory over him, separate every joint of his. Try and keep safe the blood of our own people. It is said that during the days of the illness and death of his father Muawiyah, Yazid was not present in Syria. Hence Muawiyah called for Zahhak ibn Qais and Muslim ibn Uqba Murri and instructed them to hand over his will to Yazid, while this seems quite acceptable. Ibn Asir further says that in his illness Muawiyah had become delirious and would sometimes say, "What is the distance between ourselves and Ghouta?" Ghouta is the name of a fertile oasis on the south side of Syria. Hearing this, his daughter started wailing aloud, "Oh sorrow!" Muawiyah regained consciousness and said, "If you are incongruous, that is, you have right to do so, for you have seen the incongruous one." When Muawiyah died, Zahak ibn Qais came outside his house and ascended the pulpit when the shroud of Muawiyah was in his hands. He praised and glorified the Almighty and said, "Verily, Muawiyah was a support, brave and a fortunate Arab, by whose hands Allah turned away conspiracies and mischief, and Allah bestowed him the sovereignty upon his slaves, and the cities and towns were under his control. But now he has died, and this is his shroud, and we will cover him with this shroud and enter him in his grave, and we shall leave him in the intermediate period, that is Barzakh, until the day of judgment. Then whoever desires to pray the prayer over him should gather at the time of Zuhr to do so." Zahak himself led the prayer over his dead body. It is said that when Muawiyah became severely ill, his son Yazid was at Hawarin, a town in Halab, Syria. A letter was sent to him to hasten to meet his father. When the letter reached Yazid, he recited the following couplet: "The messenger arrived with a closed letter, by which the heart became tense. We said, 'Woe be to you, what do you have in the document?' He replied that the Caliph is motionless in pain." When Yazid reached Syria, Muawiyah had already buried, hence he recited the prayer over his grave. Some of the crimes committed by Muawiyah depicting his villainous character. First, the gravest sin being his poisoning Imam Hassan, peace be upon him, the grandson of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him and his pure progeny, by alluring the Imam's wife, Ja'da bint Ash'as. Reference: Murujuz Zahab and Isbatul Wasiya by Mas'udi, Volume 2, page 47, Tarikh Abul Fida, Volume 1, page 182, Iqdul Farid by Ibn Abid Rabbah, Volume 2, page 11, Rawzatul Manazir by Ibn Shahna, Volume 2, page 133, Tarikhul Khamis by Hussain Dayar Bakiri, Volume 2, page 238, Akbarut Tiwal by Dinavari, page 400, Maqatilat Talibiyin by Abul Faraj Isfahani, Istiyab by Ibn Abdul Bir, etc. Second, instigating the murder of Imam Ali, peace be upon him, confirmed by the murderer Ibn Muljim as quoted by Hakim Sanai in Manaqib-e Murtazawi, page 277. Third, murdering Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr, companion of Imam Ali, peace be upon him, and son of Abu Bakr the Caliph. Reference Tarikh-e-Tabari, Volume 4, page 592. Fourth, murdering Malik ibn Haritha Ashtari Nakhai, companion of Imam Ali, peace be upon him, and a Tabi'i. Reference Tarikh-e-Tabari, Volume 4, page 521. Fifth, assassinating Hujr ibn Adi al-Kindi, the companion of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, and his companions. Reference Tarikh of Ibn Asakir, Istiyab of Ibn Abdul Bir, Tarikh-e-Kamil of Ibn Asir Jazari, Dalailun Nubuwa of Bayhaqi, Tarikh of Yaqub ibn Sufyan. Sixth, harassing Abu Dhar al-Ghafari, the distinguished companion of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his pure progeny. Reference Murujul Dhahab of Mas'udi and Tarikh of Ibn Wadi Yaqubi. Seventh, laying the foundation stone of cursing Imam Ali, peace be upon him, the cousin and son-in-law of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his pure progeny, and his progeny on the streets, mosques, pulpits, and in daily prayers. Reference Tarikh-e-Kamil of Ibn Asir, Iqdul Farid, Ibn Abid Rabba, Tarikh Abul Fida, Rawzatul Manazir of Ibn Shahna, Sharh Maqasid of Taftazani, Khilafat wa Mulukiyat of Abul A'la Maududi, page 100. Eighth, shamelessly disregarding the terms of the peace treaty entered into and accepted by him with Imam Hassan, peace be upon him. Reference Tarikh-e-Kamil of Ibn Asir, Tarikh Abul Fida, Rawzatul Manazir of Ibn Shahna. Ninth, causing whole-scale terror and bloodshed of Muslims while dispatching his bloodthirsty commanders. Reference Tarikh-e-Kamil of Ibn Asir, Tarikh Abul Fida, Tarikhul Madina of Samhudi, Maqatal al-Talibiyin of Abul Faraj Isfahani, Tarikh Ibn Khalliqan, Tarikh Ibn Asakir, Tarikh Tabari, Sharh Nahj al-Balagha of Ibn Abil Hadid Mu'tazili. 10th, nurturing false traditionists like Abu Huraira and provoking them to forge traditions against the Ahlul Bayt, peace be upon them. 11th, including Ziyad, the illegitimate son of a prostitute Sumayya, among the Bani Umayya by declaring him to be his brother. Reference Tarikh Abul Fida, Khilafat wa Mulukiyat of Abul A'la Maududi, page 162 and 163. 12th, unlawfully appointing Yazid, his evil and immoral son, as his successor, Caliph of the Muslim and Vicegerent of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his pure progeny. 13. Instigating the battle of Siffin against the commander of the faithful, Imam Ali, peace be upon him, thus shedding the blood of devout Muslims and Prophet's companions like Ammar ibn Yasir, Khuzaymah bin Sabit, etc. therein. 14th, a self-styled monarch, a reveler worse than the Kaisars and Khusros, as witnessed by Umar ibn Khattab in Istiyab of Ibn Abdul Bir, Volume 1, page 253, and Tarikh-e-Kamil of Ibn Asir, Volume 3, page 216, Al-Bidaya wa Nihaya of Shahrastani, Volume 8, page 125. 15th, disregard for lawful or unlawful. Reference Muhaziratul Adibba of Raghib Isfahani, page 370. 16. A wine bibber as confirmed by Abdullah bin Buraida in Musnad Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Volume 5, page 347. 16. Himself an illegitimate child. Reference Rabiul Abrar of Zamakhshari, Sir Guzashte Muawiyah of Maulavi Abdul Wahid Khan, page 25. Masalib Bani Umayya by Ismail bin Ali Hanafi. Apart from being an adulterer, gambler, gluttonous, and evil personified. Reference Sir Guzashte Muawiyah of Abdul Wahid Khan.